Everyday high performers like busy professionals and entrepreneurs make countless decisions. The more decisions you make, the more fatigued your brain becomes, leading to poor choices in food, work, and life. When it comes to food, failing to plan means planning to fail. Decision fatigue leads to emotional eating, binge eating, and inconsistent nutrition, all of which hold you back from your peak physical and mental performance. Food should be fuel for your goals, not a source of stress or impulse driven regret. So let's dig into the problems around why most people struggle with food choices, especially if you're very busy, you have a lot of commitments at work, you're making a lot of decisions, you have life responsibilities. Eventually, this decision capacity you have is going to diminish over time. And this is where we find people struggling with food, using food as unhealthy coping mechanisms, responses to stress, overeating, undereating because they're stressed, and then we have a plethora of problems. So there are three main reasons, and one of those reasons start with decision fatigue and irregular eating patterns. The brain consumes about 20% of the body's energy at rest, and decision making drains mental resources. By the end of the day, willpower is depleted, leading to poor food choices. We then have emotional eating and stress-based choices. Undereating due to stress or binge eating from exhaustion creates a destructive cycle leading to weight gain, poor recovery, and hormone imbalances. Now, notably, most people are probably more concerned with weight loss, but there is a significant amount of people who are undereating due to poor tolerance to stress and poor coping mechanisms with stress. This is a key area also that I try to tackle with clients who may have irregular eating patterns, fasting for too long, poor breakfast choices, and so on. We also have a lack of clear nutrition strategy. Without structure, people eat based on cravings instead of what fuels their performance. So what is the solution? This is the solution. The power of food planning is your way forwards. Now, it's not going to be easy and many people might struggle with it, but for the most part, it's more a case of people not wanting to change, right? They're not wanting to implement a strategy that is structured and allows them to actually achieve their goals. So number one, we need to look at reducing decision fatigue and automate your nutrition. By eating the same core meals 80% of the time, you eliminate unnecessary decisions, freeing mental energy for high impact tasks. Studies suggest that self-regulation increases when meals are planned ahead, reducing impulsive eating and improving adherence to health goals. Now, looking at some of those studies, or one in particular, targeting executive function for weight loss in adults with overweight or obesity. Now, obviously, notably in research papers, they refer to people who are overweight as with overweight, right? Or with obesity. Obesity is associated with a multitude of negative health sequelae. Behavioral weight loss, BWL, is currently the recommended behavioral treatment for obesity. However, it is not effective for approximately half of the individuals who participate. Behavioral weight loss requires individuals to carry out many tasks requiring executive function, or IF, so which is high order cognitive functions such as planning and problem solving in order to be successful. Now, this is something I noticed with a number of clients and people I've worked with over the years. They lack this high order cognitive function and they find it difficult to plan ahead and problem solve, especially with things that are orientated around coping mechanisms, which feeds into eating habits, whether that be overeating, undereating, or the lack of ability to adhere to a structured plan over a long period of time. So looking at the introduction to this study, and we're going to look at a couple more highlights from this study because it's very interesting. So obesity is a national and global public health crisis. Approximately 70% of adults in the United States have overweight or obesity, and rates continue to rise worldwide. Obesity increases risk for 250 more than 250 comorbidities and associated health consequences, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, depression, and poor quality of life. Healthcare expenditures for obesity and obesity-related conditions in the United States total over $200 billion annually, and these costs are projected to rise to $46 to $66 billion per year by 2030. Most adults with overweight or obesity in the United States have tried to lose weight, but few are successful, and 80% are unable to maintain weight loss over time. So improvements into current behavioral treatments are imperative to address the widespread prevalence associated with comorbidities and economic burden of overweight and obesity. Currently, the most successful behavioral treatment for obesity is behavioral weight loss, a comprehensive lifestyle modification treatment aimed at improving nutrition and increasing physical activity. Now, being a coach for 15 years, I have noticed this as well, that a lot of people, like, they can't improve their lifestyle. There needs to be a lifestyle modification for you to actually be able to lose this weight and keep it off long term. And that involves taking control of your food habits and keeping a structure that is sustainable over a long time. Now, whether that means you have to eat more food for a period of time or you have to eat less food for a period of time, wherever you are on that spectrum, there has to be a structure in place for you to adhere to and get results long term and not fall into this statistic, right? And we have to look at how we can improve lifestyle. There has to be a lifestyle change and an incorporation of improving or optimizing your nutrition and improving or optimizing your training strategy, right? The important tenets of BWL include calorie reduction and increase in physical activity, as well as behavioral skills such as self-monitoring, goal setting, and stimulus control. These are three key areas here. However, BWL is only effective in approximately 50% of adults, and most initial responders do not maintain a clinically significant weight loss over time. This lack of clinical response and maintenance suggests that most individuals are unable to implement behavioral weight loss skills and effectively maintain them. Now, this obviously highlights a huge gap in people's ability to actually achieve what they want with their body, right? And this is why I very highly recommend and endorse coaching for everyone. Myself, I have a coach, I work with coaches, I've worked with multiple coaches over the years and mentors. And if you're struggling with your health or achieving the lifestyle you want with your health and fitness and vitality, or you have weight loss goals, or you struggle with meals, you have eating habits issues, or you undereat, or there's some sort of issue there, you must seek out help because it's very hard to do this on your own, clearly. Adherence to BWL recommendation requires significant planning, decision-making, and problem-solving, all which are executive function related constructs. Executive function broadly refers to the cognitive control processes that dictate goal-oriented behavior. Meal planning significantly enhances self-regulation around eating, leading to less impulsive food choices and better adherence to dietary health goals by providing a structured framework and reducing decision fatigue when it comes to meal times. So whether you are a high-level athlete, whether you are someone who's trying to achieve some goals in the gym with your physique, or you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to gain weight, you have to plan your meals because it significantly improves your chances of achieving those goals. And if you struggle with self-regulation, then you have to put yourself into an environment where you remove that decision-making from yourself, right? Or you're just never going to achieve the goal. So looking at the final 2 points, meal timing and its impact on performance. Eating at structured times stabilizes blood sugar and hormone levels, keeping energy and cognitive function high. And there's a correlation there between obviously insulin and fat burning. Keeping insulin levels stable throughout the day allows better fat utilization at rest, while strategic carb intake and even enhances sleep and recovery. Eating too close to bedtime disrupts deep sleep cycles, impacting hormone balance and decision making the next day. So those are two key areas we can look at in terms of how we're timing our meals in the morning, lunchtime, and in the evening. Number 3, final point, obviously emotional eating versus strategic eating. Emotional eating involves a lack of control, leading to short-term pleasure but long-term damage. Now, emotional eating doesn't just involve overeating, it also involves avoidance of food, starving or fasting yourself, and not eating at structured intervals across the day, or not eating high nutrition value foods. Emotional eating is a broad spectrum of behavioral things that happen when people rely too much on how they feel and how that influences what they eat and when they eat. So looking at strategic eating, which is fueling properly for performance and for your goals. Yeah, we need a higher level of cognitive function to implement strategic eating. And if you struggle with that, that's when you should hire a coach. So strategic eating equals planning meals that align with your goals, leading to better body composition, energy levels, and mental sharpness. Now, we can just simply apply the 80-20 rule there. Nobody's a robot. There has to be a little bit of flexibility, but 80% of the time, eat high quality whole foods at structured times. The remaining 20% is for flexibility and enjoyment. So what are the benefits of food planning and meal prep? More energy throughout the day, consistent fat loss or muscle gain, improved cognitive function and focus, and you actually develop better and improved cognitive focus and function by implementing strategies that actually shuttle you towards your goals and you achieving your goals, right? We also have better sleep and hormonal regulation and reduce stress and fewer bad decisions. So looking at a brief action plan you can implement on how to start food planning today if you're not doing it already. So set non-negotiable meals, choose 3 to 4 core meals you can eat repeatedly every day. All right. Planning in advance, prep meals in bulk, or schedule food delivery options that fit your needs. Create a meal timing structure. Eat at the same time each day to stabilize energy and hunger hormones. And eliminate decision fatigue. Keep healthy snacks on hand and remove junk food from easy access. Finally, track and adjust. Review how your food intake impacts your energy, how it impacts your sleep and performance, then tweak as needed. Right, thanks guys for watching. If you feel like you need help or you're ready to optimize your performance with results-driven strength training and performance-focused nutrition, send me a message to book on a free 45-minute consultation call. And thanks for watching. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, give me a follow, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you on the next one.